Good afternoon, guys. I'm Matt DeFeedy with Realty Executives Elite Homes. Now, this may or may not have anything to do with real estate, but I think it impacts real estate and homeowners and home buyers and everything else. Has anyone been paying attention to this new bill being floated in Congress right now? It's called HR 25. Okay? I went through this bill. Well, most of it. It's 132 pages. And it's talking about getting rid. Let me read it to you. Okay. HR 25. Promote freedom, fairness, and economic opportunity for repealing the income tax and other taxes, abolishing the Internal Revenue Service, and enacting a national sales tax to be administered primarily by the states. I'm going to switch my reading glasses on here so I can read this better. So this bill right here is saying they want to abolish the IRS and they want to implement a national sales tax. Now, I just kind of took a couple of the points that I read through here. They're saying it will promote savings and investment, will promote fairness, will promote economic growth, will raise the standard of living, will increase investment, and will enhance the productivity of international competitiveness, and will improve upward social mobility. All right? So basically what they're saying here is they want to get rid of the federal income tax, the deduction that comes out of your paycheck each week. They want to get rid of Social Security taxes. They want to get rid of taxes on everything. Basically the federal income tax. Remember, not the state, the federal. And they want to implement a 30% tax. So everything you buy, you would pay an additional 30% on, plus the state tax as well. So in New Jersey, we're at 7% sales tax. So you're going to be close to 40%. To me, this feels like a consumption tax. I may be wrong, though. I'm not a tax expert. So they want to repeal the payroll tax, repeal the estate and gift tax, okay? They want to do that. Now, remember, in New Jersey, I don't know about other states, but you don't pay tax on certain services. But with this tax, you will. Okay, remember that. And I'll give you a quick example. So I'm just going through some points on this bill. So basically what the federal government is going to do is make the states in charge of collecting this 30% tax, right? And then the state is going to enlist local businesses to collect that tax. So if you pay $10 for a product in a store, you're going to have to give them $13. $10 and the additional tax. All right? And there's penalties if you don't do that. And the other thing is, I'm reading through chapter 3 here, they're going to give each family an allowance. A consumption allowance per month. Each qualified family shall be eligible to receive a sales tax rebate each month. The sales tax rebate shall be an amount equal to the product of the rate of tax imposed, blah, blah, blah. So now the state is going to give each family a rebate each month. Okay? So now the state's going to be collecting this tax, and the businesses are going to be responsible for reporting it to the states, and this gets even better. Okay? If the state feels that a business is not reporting the taxes, there's some severe penalties. And if that business reports the taxes properly, they get a kickback of I think it was 0.2% of the tax they collect. So now we're making the businesses be the tax collectors too in this bill. And even more, there's going to be a telephone line set up for reporting violations. The secretary shall establish a system under which a violation of this subtitle can be brought to the attention of the sales tax administrating authority for investigation through a use of a toll-free number. So we're going to have people squealing on each other, and there's a reward on top of it. Yeah. Rewards program. The secretary is authorized to maintain a program of awards where individuals that assist the secretary or sales tax administrating authorities in discovering or prosecuting tax fraud may be remunerated. So everybody's going to be squealing on each other that they didn't pay their tax. So if you go to Dunkin' Donuts and you pay $5 for a cup of coffee and you don't pay your national sales tax, then that person behind the counter can pick up the phone, call on you, and get a reward. There's criminal penalties. I kind of read through that. Let's see. Criminal penalty. Each person who is required to and willfully fails as part of a trade or business to collect taxes imposed by subtitle may be fined an amount up to the amount determined in accordance with paragraph 1 or imprisoned for a period of not more than 1 year. All right? That's the criminal penalty. Then there's a civil penalty for fraud. This one here is another criminal penalty. I don't know what the difference is, but you can go to jail if you don't pay. All right? Here's the thing. 40% of the households in the United States don't pay taxes. Yes, they get their money taken out of their paychecks if they have paychecks, but lower income, they don't pay taxes. So the geniuses in Washington decided, hey, we know they don't pay taxes, so the one way to get more taxes is to charge everybody a 30% sales tax across the country. To me, it seems a bit unfair, especially for people that are struggling at this present moment, to introduce a bill like this. I think it turns us into an environment where we're going to be dropping dimes on everybody and who didn't pay their tax, who didn't. Now, give you a quick little example as it was explained to me also, because I watched a couple people talk about this. Say, for instance, you have a babysitter, and the babysitter, you pay her $50. Not only do you have to pay her $50, but you have to pay her $15 on top of that. Now, if you turn to your babysitter and say, don't worry about it, I'm not going to say anything, you don't say anything. Literally, your babysitter has broken the law. And that could be an uncomfortable conversation with your babysitter or person. And you probably have to go find yourself a new babysitter. But if you're paying her $50, you have to pay her an additional $15 on top of it. See, now we all become the collection agency for the federal government. Interesting bill. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but it has been introduced, and it is 130 pages right here. My concern was, how does it affect the real estate industry? How does it affect our business? How does it affect people that are leasing property? So if you rent a property to a tenant for $1,000 a month, do you have to charge him an extra 30% and hand that over to the state? Remember, this law here changes things. It also goes after taxes on services. So, love to hear your thoughts below. Matt DeFeedy, Really Executives.